Okay, BOOZHOO, and welcome back to the show. Welcome back to BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO, podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NANABOOZHOO, and this is Natasha.
BOOZHOO!
And today is Ojibwe word of the day. You know what I was thinking, sweetie?
What's that?
I was thinking, let's finally have a real talk about GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN.
Oh, what?
GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. Honesty. Honesty is such a lonely word. Everyone is so untrue. What is honesty? GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. It is one of our 7 grandfather teachings.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the 7 ANISHINAABE values. And so I was thinking, what is honesty? You know, honesty is different than truth. GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. So what are they talking about? Honesty. Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is don't be fake. I'm going to try to be honest with you today. My grandmother used to always say, honestly. Oh, honest to Pete. Honestly. So, GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. Oh, and there goes the fan again. Sorry about the fan. I usually try to shut that off. Maybe you won't hear it. I don't know. GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. Honesty. So, the opposite of being honest is being fake.
Yeah, huh?
I think. I know. And so for tonight's show, I just want to be as honest as I can with you guys. What can I tell you about me that is totally honest? I mean, it doesn't mean you don't get to have any secrets. You can have a private life and still be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's Sunday night. And I was thinking about doing a live stream. And, sometimes that's more work than you think. So let's pretend this is a live stream. GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. What can I be honest about? Well, here's one thing I'm kind of conflicted about. I mean, I'm not conflicted, but I'm not totally, out of the closet. Remember back in the early 90s when they'd have, coming out day for the gays?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, come out of the closet. We accept you. Tell your family, tell your friends. You don't have to hide who you really are. Well, I've been in the closet.
Oh, what?
As a traditional Native American man,
Mm-hmm.
as somebody who talks about GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN
Mm-hmm.
and talks about sweat lodges and that, I'm sort of in the closet Christian. I mean, I almost don't like to use the term Christian, but when I'm saying GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN, Great Spirit, I'm not talking about not Jesus. I read the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the Bible is a sacred book that tells the truth.
Yeah, huh?
It tells the GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. I don't think it's just little fairy tales. And, I believe in Jesus and God and the devil. And I didn't for many years, When I went to college, there's an old Steve Martin bit where he goes, wouldn't it be weird if you died and you woke up and you were in heaven? And it was just like they always said, pearly gates and clouds and all
Yeah.
this. You'd be like, oh, wow, look at this. In college, they said this was all bullshit. Excuse my language.
The kids
So I'm
show.
just going to want you to go in here. And the guy's like, oh, hold on. we got to see if you're in the book. He goes, oh, I wasn't so bad, was I? I mean, how many times did I use the Lord's name in vain? Ooh, 1,000,006. And then he goes on to use the Lord's name in vain. But, I tried really hard to not believe.
Mm-hmm.
The more educated I became, the less I wanted to believe. And I studied other religions. I studied Buddhism. And I studied Krishnamurti and the Theosophical Society.
Oh, what?
And I studied the GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN.
Mm-hmm.
I went on sweat lodges and I wanted to follow that. But then, after surfing YouTube for a couple of years, I realized, oh, wow, I think the devil's real.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of evidence out there that Satanism is real.
Mm-hmm.
The Satanists believe in Satan. How come I can't?
Right.
And I don't know if I'll go into why I believe there's Satan, but it all came back on the table then. I was like, geez. Because you know what they say in the Bible? It says Satan is the father of lies.
Yeah.
A lie in Ojibwe is GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN.
GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN.
It's a lie. And they say, Satan, the original, back in the Garden of Eden and all that, he was like, hey, man, eat that apple. Then you'll be like God. And, he was the first liar.
Mm-hmm.
And so you think about all these rock stars and movie stars, and they all say they sold their soul to the devil. And we all go, that's funny. What's that mean? You did a commercial? Oh, what's that mean? You sold out your values and you danced around like an idiot? You knew better. There's no guy with a pitchfork to sell your soul to, so that's, why not? But then you realize, what if these guys are actually doing that? Making an oath, swearing their souls. Well, that's the other thing. I could never quite not believe in a soul.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to college and when I thought about all these other religions and they tried to tell you, oh yeah, there's hundreds of religions. How do you know Christianity's right? In fact, it's probably wrong. It's probably the religion from the Himalayan mountains. But science said, well, there's nothing scientific about a soul. We can explain life without a soul.
Mm-hmm.
It all started with a big bang. And the big bang exploded nothing into everything.
No.
And for the one time ever, an explosion created order. And that order spun into planets, which eventually spun into amoebas and something, and proteins, and that turned into fish, and the fish turned into people eventually, whatever. But when I believed all that, I was like, no, there's no soul, there's no ghosts. When you die, you die. You die like a machine. But I didn't quite believe it because I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I feel inspiration. They say inspiration is being in spirit.
Yeah.
How can I have inspiration if I don't have a spirit? Where do good ideas come from? Even if you're funny, like saying something funny at the right time,
Yeah.
and it makes the whole room laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone thinks you're like all clever and that, and you kind of go, hey, where did that come from? Well, you were inspired.
Mm-hmm.
That was GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN working through you. Every artist knows this. Good artists are always trying to connect with the Great Spirit so that they can have good ideas. And they realize, that wasn't even my idea. I'm going to get all the credit and the money and the girls for this, but it was GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. speaking through me, you know. So I wanted to come out of the closet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, seems like there's room in there now. Everybody accepts homosexuality, and so they came out of the closet, and the Christians all went right into the closet. You know, I was embarrassed. I thought maybe people wouldn't think I was as a native.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he was a real native. You know, he was a real Niji. And then he went all, you know, Christian on us. And I've been thinking about, should I talk about this on the show? And then today, I got a check in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
One of the viewers sent me some money. And she goes, God bless you and your work. I think she's from California. I was like, oh, wow. And then there's a group called Polished Arrow. And I think they're this, I think you can look them up on Facebook. It's Christian natives. And there's an elder, he comes out and burns the sage. And then he opens the Bible and he talks like a real medicine man about the Bible and about Jesus.
Oh, wow.
And, I mean, talk about being inspired. Well, they've been very supportive too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm starting to go, you know what? I think GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN, this is how it works. When you're looking for your purpose, you know, the path you're supposed to go on. My grandma used to say, God will close doors so you walk through the right door. You know, if things aren't working out, that's part of his plan. And in my life, when I've tried to do something for myself, like I used to want to be a rock star. And I was in all these bands, I write these songs, and I practice real hard. And nobody cared. But then when I started to, I wrote a song about boarding schools. And then I met Annie Humphrey. And when I started to started to live the Anishinaabe way, then things started to happen. And then it was like GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN was saying, hey, here's an opportunity, and here's another one. Keep going down this path. Well, I know Michael with his books and his cartoons, he'd say the same thing. That nobody cared about his cartoons until he started to write Ojibwe language words and put it on Facebook. Now people buy his books. Click the link. But I'm starting to get a message from the universe that, it's these Indian Christians who are being so supportive.
Mm-hmm.
And in my life, some of the best people I've known have been Indian Christians. Like Ginny Carney, Joel Smith, the whole Smith family for that matter. My grandma, So I don't know, I'm coming out of the closet. Sorry traditionals who, and that's the other thing, you guys. Reservation people already know this, I don't have to tell them. There's not really the animosity between Christian people and traditionals like some people would have you think on Facebook. Jesus was our oppressor. Well, the reality is the reservation spiritual life is pretty divided. There's a lot of churches. It's like everybody and their uncle has started their own church. But anyway, so that's me coming out of the closet.
Oh, wow.
I hope you can accept the real me. A follower of Jesus. I don't know. Anyway, GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. Tagawidukawisha. Great Spirit, please help me. I hope it was okay that I said, I hope this is what you wanted me to say. Miigwech maba bimarizayan.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for this good life.
Mm-hmm.
Nimigwachi wandam. I am grateful. So yeah, today is Ojibwe word. GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. Honesty. And I'm going to try to be more honest. Honestly. Alright, and you have been watching
BOOZHOO!
NANABOOZHOO podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NANABOOZHOO, and I will see you again.
GWAYAKWAADIZIWIN. Meloa.
Oh, what?
Oh, what? Getting deep. Hey, give us a thumbs up if you like the show, and click the link if you'd like to support us. And thank you very much, everyone who does. We really appreciate it.